Well, nobody expected this news to come out on Thanksgiving, but right before 9 o'clock this morning, we got an exclusive from the New York Post that Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, may be facing a second criminal indictment. Yes, it is being, sent out. And I think this makes sense today that this would come out, given that the New York State um, Adult Survivors Act expires today. It says here in the New York Post that the mayor is accused of sexually assaulting a woman 30 years ago in a bombshell filing, which is crazy to think that, again, this is coming out. Today's November 23rd, and again, the Adult Survivors Act in New York is expiring. So in this video, we're going to talk about the news that came out. We're also going to talk about the first indictment the mayor was facing a couple of weeks ago, and he still is waiting to get indicted. I mean, we're all waiting for him to get indicted. And then we're going to talk about Andrew Cuomo in this video. Yes, because originally I was only going to talk about Cuomo in this video today, but when this came out, I had to read it. I'm like, this cannot wait. So let's read what the New York Post has this morning. Okay, so I just want to see if you guys can see it here. I'm going to zoom in. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so it says here that the mayor is being accused of sexually assaulting a former colleague 30 years ago, back in 1993, in a lawsuit seeking at least $5 million filed just before the deadline for the Adult Survivors Act today. This is what the New York Post learned earlier this morning. The accuser, because, they don't want to identify it, obviously, nature of the allegation, named the former police officer as a defendant along with the Transit Bureau and Guardian Association in a lawsuit filed yesterday. All right. So I'm thinking, did the DPHO law firm file this? Because they're busy with, Dr. Perdue and the other doctor from Columbia that they're dealing with at the moment. But in any regard, Dr. Haddon, that's the other guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay. So this is what it's quoted here. Plaintiff was sexually assaulted by defendant Eric Adams in New York in 1993 while they were both working for New York City, claims the 3-page summons, which does not give more detail on the alleged assault. And here's the mayor yesterday, and we're probably going to use this for our thumbnail because here he is bragging about the Thanksgiving Day parade, and not to mention, Channel 7's reporting this morning that pro-Palestinian protesters are on the parade route on 6th Avenue, as word came out this morning that a ceasefire has been agreed on. So why are they even protesting? I don't get it, guys. I really don't. But in any regard, look at this. There's the mayor 30 years ago. It looked a lot different. Okay, let's see. There's another source that's confirming this, so we'll take a look at it in a bit. The filing alleges sexual assault, battery, and this employment discrimination on the basis of the plaintiff's gender and sex, retaliation, hostile work environment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and seeks no less than $5 million along with attorney's fees. So again, it looks like the mayor is facing another indictment. So it's And then look at this. Civil lawsuits have been filed against Bill Cosby and, of course, former President Donald Trump. So look at that. Under the Adult Survivors Act, we've seen a lot of high-profile defendants as Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose, Cuba Gooding Jr. Apparently, word also came out about another scandal facing Joe Namath this week. So, yeah. I don't know why the Adult Survivors Act has not been extended. I hope the Senate and Assembly can do something about it once they get back into session in January, because there's more stories that need to come forward, guys. But there you go. And I think, yeah, this is the source that broke the story. Okay. So this is the source that broke the story, but the New York Post this morning made it more widespread. So there you go. I mean, there you have it. This damning claim came out this morning. It's incredible. And again, today's Thanksgiving. Who would have thought that? I mean, really. That's amazing, guys. It really, really is. So the mayor is facing more trouble than we think. And maybe more things come out about his past that we don't know about, because the clock is ticking on Eric Adams, it seems. It really seems that the time for him being mayor may be dwindling down if things go the way they are right now. So like I was teasing earlier, let's also talk about the first indictment that Mayor Adams could be facing. Because not only could he be indicted for, this claim the woman made against him yesterday, but remember, he's dealing with very corrupt campaign donations that he received while he was running for mayor 2 years ago. So let's see what The Guardian has to say about this. So let's do a little bit of a timeline of how the mayor's criminal history is catching up to him. So it says here, back on Thursday, November 2nd, I'm zooming, guys. I do apologize. I know it's Thanksgiving. You don't want your eyes getting nearsighted. You may be making turkey right now. And here we go. So it says here, FBI agents executed a pre-dawn raid back on Thursday, November 2nd, of a chief fundraiser named Brianna Suggs, who's 25 years old, seizing phones and iPads and documents. Agents also reported searched the home of a Turkish Airlines executive in a Brooklyn construction company owned by Turkish immigrants that had fundraised for Mayor Eric Adams. Days later, agents approached Adams in the street as he was leaving a Manhattan fundraiser and asked his security guards to step aside. Then they got into an SUV with him and seized 2 iPhones and an iPad. They returned those devices after a few days. The seizures were a dramatic escalation in a federal investigation surrounding the mayor of the largest city in the U.S. Federal authorities are now investigating whether the Adams 2021 campaign conspired to illegally take money from the Turkish government in return for favors, including pressuring New York City's fire chief to fast-track the opening of a new Turkish consulate building in the city. So, yes, the mayor has not been indicted, but he could be facing indictment. We know that the past couple of weeks he has been possibly facing indictment, and the FBI has to do its job. I get it, but we're all just waiting for it to happen, because the mayor is going to get indicted. It's not a matter of if this Turkish scandal comes to fruition and more details come out. But again, now that you have the mayor facing sexual assault charges, there's still a chance that he could still get indicted. We're still, and then there was a search warrant. I mean, they literally took 2 of his phones and they took an iPad from him. So the mayor hasn't been without his cell phone in a matter of weeks. Yep. And then look at this. The mayor possibly may have violated the campaign finance laws of New York City. Because, again, my name is clearly listed when I gave money to Curtis Leva 2 years ago. So I legally gave Curtis Leva money. Alright? I'm just going to be honest here. So, yeah. So, maybe charges aren't guaranteed, but you never know. I mean, I still think the mayor could be facing indictment either way. Either with this, or now that you have this story that came to light this morning, it's certainly possible, Alright, and to wrap up this video, we're going to talk about the former Mr. New Yorkers Love Me, where apparently Politico came out claiming that the former governor is thinking of running for mayor. So let's read what Politico had to say. And thankfully, Coronavirus NY had something on their Instagram page about it this morning. Which, talk about how busy Instagram's been this morning. Not Thanksgiving. So let's read this. Okay, it says here that former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is indicating to allies that he may want to run for New York City mayor if fellow Democrat Eric Adams sinks under the weight of a federal investigation. Mr. Cuomo, who resigned more than 2 years ago amid allegations of sexual harassment and claims that his administration covered up the number of COVID-19 deaths tied to nursing homes, has begun in recent days to gauge the viability of a potential mayor bid, according to 8 people who have talked to him on his inner circle. And a new poll began circulating last week measures how voters would feel about Mr. Cuomo, his accomplishments in office, and the controversies that led to his resignation. So this is what former New York City Council member Ruben Diaz Sr. said. I get the impression that he is ready. No one knows what's going to happen in the city. The entirety comes as, of course, the mayor is facing federal investigation, and now he's facing sexual assault claims. Cuomo would not run in a primary race that would include the current mayor, who he considers a friend, 3 people familiar with the former governor's thinking said. Alright, so it says here that Diaz, a minister who holds conservative social views, left the city council after making comments widely considered to be homophobic. But he has remained a steadfast supporter of Cuomo and Adams despite their differences on many issues like LGBTQ rights. So according to what Mr. Diaz said, my opinion, if he runs, he will win. People are in need of a leader. Even though Governor Cuomo and I have our differences, we may have fights in the past, I think he was a great governor. Now, keep this in mind. Andrew's father, Mario, ran for mayor. Twice, I think, right? Didn't he? Right, Mario ran for mayor. So, this is like deja vu all over again. Now, I wonder if Andrew still lives in the 5 boroughs. Does he claim he still lives in Queens? Maybe he has like a multi-million-dollar mansion in Douglaston or Little Neck we don't know about. It could be possible. If Cuomo loves Queens so much and he has all the money in the world, it's certainly possible that he may be living there. Alright. Now, here's something interesting. Scandal-scarred politicians have come up short in past efforts to return to elected office. Former Governor Eliot Spitzer failed to win a Democratic primary in 2013 for New York City Comptroller. So, yeah. Look at this. He has the African American and Latino votes, so I don't know. Could Mr. New Yorkers Love Me think about making a comeback? It's certainly possible. It's certainly possible. I'm not ruling anything out. Alright, so we definitely know that Cuomo does live in Westchester. But again, it could be possible that he could think about how much money Cuomo has. As I said, if he loves Queens so much, he could literally buy $1 million home in Little Neck or Douglaston. Or, not to mention, Jamaica Estates has some $1 million homes he could look into. Because we know how friendly he is with Jim Gennaro. So maybe he gives him a tax break or something. Because you know how corrupt New York is. Just saying. Just calling out my city councilman. Alright, so I think we're done reading this article. So let's go on Google and look up Jim McGreevey. Now, you may be wondering, why are we looking up Jim McGreevey, the former governor of New Jersey? Let's see here. Well, it's come to fruition that former New Jersey Governor Jim McGreevey is now running for mayor of Jersey City, New Jersey. So, basically, if you don't remember, back in the 2000s, he was accused of a gay cheating sex scandal. He will be running for mayor of Jersey City in 2025. So, basically, if you don't remember, back in 2004, he resigned, announcing he was gay and admitted to having an extramarital affair with a man. So, yeah, there's Jim McGreevey right there. But, that was a scandal that, look, I mean, he came out of the closet. You know what? It is what it is. I mean, I can understand why Jim McGreevey's doing this, and I get all that. But Andrew Cuomo left in a more serious scandal. I mean, for basically, let me summarize this to wrap up this video, because I am literally so confused right now. So let's see if I understand what's going on here. So basically, one corrupt guy right here, we're going to replace him with another corrupt guy? No. What example are we setting for our children, guys? I know I have to be making the point here, but, I'll just mention, I was at Grand Central Station back on, what day? Right, back on Tuesday. And I literally saw a homeless person in front of the police in the bathroom, the East End dining concourse, right? Literally cursing in front of children. I mean, what example are we setting for our kids? No one wants to see the front teeth. Guys, you know my point of view, and I keep saying it time and time again. We need a strong leader who's always been there for us. Let me see if I can find the picture. It's somewhere. All right. Guys, it's obvious who we need. It's really obvious who we need right now to help us. All right. I mean, trust me. You know how great it would be to see Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Lewa run for mayor? Because I'm telling you, I mean, there's a real chance we could have a really close election should Curtis Lewa and Andrew Cuomo somehow run for mayor in a special election, because we know the mayor is facing indictment. I mean, look what happened to Ed Mangano in Nassau County. Remember when Ed Mangano got indicted? His whole career ended. And now he's finally in prison. So anything's possible, guys. But I'm just saying, this is certainly an opportunity that I think Curtis Lewa can certainly take advantage of. And I think he should. I mean, he'll have the financial backing like he did in 2021. I mean, I'm certainly, and I said to Curtis, hey Curtis, if you need money again, I'll certainly help you out, because, I do feel that Curtis has a heart and he knows what's right to turn this city around. I mean, it really has to come around. We gotta stop this bad cycle, guys. We're in this really bad cycle of corruption and greed and, and that's what's leading to the decay of our city. I really think so, guys. And we need to really wake up here. And again, I know I don't want to have to be doing this on Thanksgiving, but I'm scared for our future. I really, really am right now. So, that's going to wrap it up here. And, I'm sure Curtis is busy with his wife, Nancy, today. And, I'm sure he's busy with the 3 kids in that small apartment in Manhattan today. So, trust me, it's, it is what it is, guys. This is how we face things on Thanksgiving. And, You know, as soon as this came out this morning, I was like, I had to do a video. I couldn't wait to do it. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I'm going to say for now. And I hope you found this video informative. And, you know, again, we really got to start changing things around here because you can't let New York City sink into the abyss. Because if that happens, then I hate to say it, the rest of the country sinks forward with it. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching.